All right, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're unpacking the absolute blueprint to personal financial planning. No jargon, no get-rich-quick nonsense, just a clear, practical roadmap straight from our source material to help you take total control of your money and build wealth that actually lasts.
You know, the source makes this brilliantly staggering observation right off the bat. Most of us spend way more time planning a single week at the beach than we do our entire financial future. Crazy, right? And honestly, it completely explains why so many people feel totally broke, stressed, and just kind of stuck in a rut. Well, we're going to fix that lack of planning today.
Think of financial planning like building a house. We'll start with number 1, the foundation. Then 2, master your budget. 3, build your safety net. 4, tackle debt and investing. And finally, 5, protect what you build. Let's get to it.
Section 1. The foundation.
Look, you definitely wouldn't build a house on sand, so why build your wealth on totally disorganized finances? The source explicitly warns us that most people skip straight to investing, step 4, and then wonder why nothing really sticks. The reality? These 5 pillars actually work together as a single interlocking structure: budgeting, emergency savings, debt management, investing, and protection. If you miss even one of these, the whole shebang weakens.
Because, hey, you simply can't manage what you don't measure. So your very first foundational exercise is brutally simple. You've got to know your numbers. This breaks down into 3 buckets. First, your net income. That's what actually hits your bank account after taxes. Second, your fixed expenses. Think rent, car payments, insurance, stuff that doesn't really change. And third, your variable expenses like groceries, dining out, and entertainment. Here's a quick exercise for you. Go back through your last 30 days of bank statements and categorize every single transaction. Most folks discover they're bleeding hundreds of dollars they literally can't account for. It's not a character flaw. Actually, it's just a total lack of visibility.
All right, moving on to Section 2, master your budget. With our foundation poured, let's start framing the walls. Out of all the budgeting methods out there, the 50-30-20 rule is an incredibly effective starting point. It visually slices your take-home pay right into sustainable categories. 50% goes to your absolute non-negotiable needs, like housing and groceries. 30% goes to your wants, hobbies, travel, dining out. And that last 20% is dedicated strictly to savings and debt repayment. Now, keep in mind, if you're living in a super expensive city, your percentages might look a little different, and that is totally okay. This is a framework, not some rigid law.
The absolute most crucial point in all of this is you have to pay yourself first. Before you spend a single dime on that wants category, set up an automatic transfer on payday straight into your savings. The psychology here is pretty bulletproof. When the money never even hits your checking account, you don't even miss it. Remember, the best budget isn't some super complicated spreadsheet. It's simply the one you're actually going to stick to.
That brings us to Section 3, build your safety net.
So, with the budget acting as our walls, we urgently need to secure an emergency safety net. Job losses, surprise medical bills, your car suddenly giving up the ghost at midnight, these things absolutely happen. If a massive savings goal feels totally overwhelming right now, don't panic. Your very first milestone is just $1,000. That's it. It's a surprisingly achievable buffer. And honestly, that single $1,000 shield eliminates the vast majority of sudden, everyday emergencies that would otherwise drag you straight into high-interest debt.
Eventually, though, you're going to want to bulk up that initial $1,000 into a full 3 to 6 month cash cushion. And here's the kicker. This needs to live in a high-yield savings account. You want it somewhere accessible for sure, but not so easy to reach that you accidentally blow it on a weekend trip. Listen, a fully funded emergency fund isn't exactly the most thrilling thing in the world, but it's the ultimate foundation that allows you to take risks and actually build wealth everywhere else in your life.
Next up, Section 4, debt and investing. All right, now it's time to slap a roof on this house by eliminating toxic debt and really accelerating your wealth. Because let's be real, a mortgage sitting at 3% interest is a totally different beast than a credit card screaming at 22%. When attacking that bad debt, the source highlights 2 really popular methods. You can go with the avalanche method, paying off your highest interest debt first. Mathematically, it's optimal. It saves you the most money. Or you can choose the snowball method, where you knock out your smallest balances first. This one is incredibly powerful psychologically because it builds massive momentum through quick wins. The honest truth, the absolute best method is whichever one you'll actually stick with. Just make sure to hit pause on any extra investing where you're crushing that high-interest debt. No market return is realistically going to beat a 20% credit card interest rate.
Once that high-interest debt is finally gone and you pivot to building wealth, you have to remember this golden rule from our sources. Time in the market beats timing the market. Always. Honestly, Just getting started is so much more important than trying to pick the absolute perfect investment. Every single year you delay, you are literally giving up the magic of compounding interest.
So where exactly should you put your money? Well, this investment priority ladder gives us a super clear hierarchy. Step 1, get your employer match on your retirement account. That is literally an instant 50 to 100% return. Please do not leave free money on the table. Step 2, pay off medium interest debt. We're talking anything above maybe 6 or 7%. Step 3, max out those tax-advantaged accounts. Think 401k or IRA in the US, RSSP, and TFSA in Canada. You want that money growing without being eaten alive by taxes. And finally, step 4, once all that tax-advantaged room is totally used up, then you invest in a taxable brokerage account.
Now, when we talk about what actually goes inside those accounts, most financial planners recommend utilizing low-cost index funds. Keep it simple, keep it highly effective. These funds just track the entire market. They consistently outperform the vast majority of actively managed funds over the long run, and, this is huge, they keep your fees incredibly low. Keep it simple, keep those fees low, and just stay consistent.
Which brings us to our final step, Section 5, protect what you build.
This last phase is all about weatherproofing your newly built financial house against unforeseen, catastrophic disasters. Because building wealth takes years of discipline, but losing it, that can literally take minutes. Skipping these 4 basic layers of protection is a wildly dangerous gamble. At a bare minimum, ensure you have health insurance. Medical emergencies are a leading cause of bankruptcy, guys. Next up, term life insurance is absolutely vital if anyone else depends on your income. Third is disability insurance, simply because your physical ability to earn an income is actually your most valuable asset. And lastly, get a basic will in place to ensure your hard-earned assets go exactly where you want them to go. This protection doesn't need to be overly complicated, and it doesn't have to be expensive, but it is completely non-negotiable. Our source material leaves us with this profound reminder. Pulling all of this together isn't about being absolutely perfect. You don't need a finance degree to do this. But the absolute biggest financial mistake you can make, it isn't picking the wrong stock. It's waiting. Delaying your financial plan robs you of compounding interest year after year. And let me tell you, compounding is the closest thing to actual, real-life magic that exists in personal finance.
So, to wrap up this explainer, I've got a direct challenge for you. Look at this blueprint we just mapped out and pick just one single action to do today. Will you go back and track your spending for the last 30 days? Are you finally going to open up that high-yield savings account? Or maybe, just maybe, you'll log in right now and set up an automatic transfer to pay yourself first. Whatever it is, do just one thing today to take control of your money. Because if you don't dictate where your money goes, I promise you someone else absolutely will. So, what's your one thing going to be today?